Hey guys, another evening and another dinner to make. So I am back in the kitchen going to show you another one of the recipes that you can find on thispilgrimlife.com. So, is everybody coming in for water? So, so in the recipe description it says, or the video description, that this is one of our family's favorite dinners, and it's easy to make, like really easy to make. It's super versatile, and it takes about 5 minutes. Hi, Jessica. It takes about 5 minutes to put together, and then just throw it in the oven, and you can go enjoy about 40 minutes while your food cooks. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to make sheet pan sausages and roasted sausages and root vegetables. So like I said, this recipe is on the blog, and I will throw up the link when I finish this video. So I have tonight sweet potatoes, and I'm just going to cube them in about 1-inch pieces. As always, when you are roasting and cooking vegetables, you want to try to get them to be about the same size. So these are about 1-inch pieces. I have made this before with regular white potatoes. I've made it with sweet potatoes. I've made it with cauliflower. Basically, I make it with whatever I have in my kitchen. And tonight, that is sweet potatoes. I kind of wish I had some cauliflower because it sounds really good, but I do not. I have some sweet potatoes that are almost past their prime, so I'm going to be counting on the roasting to make them nice and delicious, even though they're a little old. But like I said, this is what's left in my kitchen. I need to go to the store tomorrow, so I'm just going to cut these into 1-inch pieces, and they will roast nicely in the oven. So after hey bud, leave that alone. After I cut them, I'm just transferring them right here to this cutting board. I also have some carrots. You can do as many as you like. My family loves carrots. My toddler, it's one of the vegetables that he really likes to eat, so I'm usually heavy on the carrots when we have vegetables like this.
One for a snack.
Yes. My kids like to eat them, walk around like Bugs Bunny. No, you've already had one.
Bugs Bunny?
No.
What's a Bugs Bunny?
Bugs Bunny is a cartoon character. So, again, I'm just cutting these. I'm trying to cut them pretty uniformly to about 1/4 inch slices. You don't want to cut the carrots too thin because they are going to be cooking in the oven, a very hot oven, for a long time. So maybe a little bit thicker than you would usually do so that they're not mush at the end. But still, just make sure that you cut them about the same size. And I'm just throwing everything all together. One of the benefits of, if I had some cauliflower, then it would add a nice other color. My tray is looking very orange right now, which isn't a bad thing. Can you see it? Let me lower you down. Of course, it's not a bad thing. I just like colorful dinners. So, the last vegetable that I'm going to add is some onion. Like I said, if I had more in my kitchen, I might add more. Some mushrooms would be really good, a good addition. You don't want to use any vegetables that are too soft. Like I wouldn't want to roast zucchini for 40 minutes. It would be mush at the end. So you want to use harder root vegetables, carrots, potatoes, cauliflower. We've put beets on before, and that is delicious. Onions, of course. Onions are one of our favorites, and I'm cutting the onions. You can see I cut the pieces kind of big. So they're about the same size as the carrots, which is nice to have everything pretty similar in size. But those roasted onions are going to be so delicious. which is why I'm actually doing 1.5 onions. When I told my husband what we were having tonight, he specially requested that I make lots of onions. So he loves onions just like I do. And I'm trying to pass that along to my kids as much as I can. So I'm just kind of flopping everything on the baking sheet at this point. Once I finish, I'll mix everything together. And then the last thing, so I've got carrots, sweet potatoes, and onions on my baking sheet. The last thing that I'm going to do is slice this sausage. This is just sweet Italian sausage that I get from Costco. Please excuse the state of my knife. This might add a minute to my prep time. My knife is a little needing to be sharpened. But basically, I'm cutting these into, let's call that a 1/2 inch piece. So I'm just cutting these into a 1/2 inch rounds, and I'm gonna lay them right on top of the vegetables. And then after a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, and some spices, it'll be ready to go in the oven. And that's all the prep that it takes. So really, I think cutting my sausages is the longest part of the task right now. So I'm doing 3 sausages. One of the benefits of this recipe is really, like I said, with the vegetables, you do what you want. If your family really loves sausages and you, maybe your kids are a little bit bigger than mine, or you have more, then you could, of course, throw on more sausages. If you don't need as much, then you could reduce it down to 2 or even 1 sausage and go heavier on the vegetables. Whatever you prefer is totally fine. And that's what I love about recipes like this, is just how adaptable they are. Not only adaptable to your personal preferences, but adaptable to what you have on hand, which is a really great way to save money on your grocery budget, is to learn to cook with what you have on hand. So I am almost done with this 3rd sausage. I could probably honestly do 4 sausages and my family would be happy about that. But I have 2 sausages left in the package, and I'm going to save it for soup in the Instant Pot. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the last little step. So you can see all of my vegetables are right here. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of use my hands to evenly distribute them. The big chunks of onions, you don't have to separate every onion. That's not necessary, but maybe just separate them a little bit. And then flatten the vegetables out, and you're going to drizzle on some olive oil, salt and pepper, and then some spices. So I'm going to go ahead. It's a very orange tray, isn't it? Broccoli would be another good addition. We don't have any, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands so I don't touch my olive oil with yucky hands. So I've yet to replace my olive oil dispenser, which would probably come in handy right about now. Maybe I can get to that this weekend. So I'm just going to drizzle it pretty generously with olive oil. I'm not going to worry if every piece isn't coated, because I'm going to use the parchment paper to toss everything around to get everything pretty evenly distributed. So same with the pepper. Of course, you could measure if that makes you feel more comfortable, but really what I'm looking for is just that all of the vegetables are pretty evenly coated. And same with the salt. It may seem like you're putting on a lot, but really it's not all going to stick, and the salt is going to help to bring out some of that flavor and some of the the juices from the vegetables. So now I'm just going to take the corners of my parchment paper, and this is saving me a mixing bowl so I don't have to get another dish dirty. And I'm just going to try to kind of toss it in there, and that's going to get the oil on all of the vegetables, and then I'll be able to just kind of flatten it out with my hand. So, and like I said, the sausages are just going to go right on top. So, here we go. And it's almost ready for the oven. My oven keeps beeping at me, letting me know it's ready. So I'm just putting these sausages right on top. The juices from the sausage will help to give the vegetables an even better flavor. And my dinner is done. Well, besides cooking. So, like I said, you can find that recipe on thispilgrimlife.com. I love how easy it is. I love how versatile it is. And now I can go outside and join the rest of my family. Hi, Lori. So this is going to go in the oven at 450 degrees, and it's going to roast for about 40 minutes. Basically, you want all of your vegetables to be fork tender. Of course, you want your sausage to be done, and that should be able to do it in 40 minutes, no problem. During that time, if you just want to go outside for 40 minutes and not even touch your vegetables, not even touch anything on the baking tray, then feel free to do that. You do not have to stir, and you don't have to babysit. If you do want to stir and babysit, then I would suggest not stirring it more than once, because you want that, that hot surface of your baking pan to give you a nice caramelization of your vegetables. Wendy. Yeah. Well, my kids, Netflix stopped working for my kids, or I think they were trying to watch a video on Amazon. My kids joined our video earlier. This is actually my second video for the day, but the last couple of videos I've done haven't been cooking related, and I kind of felt like I should get in the kitchen and do a cooking video. But I did a video earlier, if you missed it, on my first stitch fix, and if you aren't familiar with that, then you can check today's post and check the last video. Mary Lou, I hope you do try it, because really it is so easy and it is so delicious. We will not have any leftovers whatsoever. At the end, once everybody has cleaned their plate, people they'll just start picking it off of the baking sheet, and it's delicious. I will give you another sneak peek at a recipe that I am testing. I've been wanting to work on this, so my dinner is gluten-free, but I am making some bread to go with it. So I'll just give you a quick peek at this. Here, this is focaccia bread made in my cast iron skillet. My mother-in-law is Italian, and she makes amazing focaccia bread. And so I have taken notes. She's given me a recipe. She's told me all of her little secret tips, and I'm trying to adjust the recipe a little bit so that I can make it in my skillet. She makes it in something else. So I'm going to make it a few times. It'll be a sacrifice on my part to have to make it so much, but I'll make it so much, and then it'll be ready for the blog. So I will post a picture and the recipe as soon as I get done, but this is a short video. I'm getting off and going outside. So wait, you can use cast iron. Yes, Heather, 3 times a day, all the time. So these, I've talked about them in recipe videos before. These are Lodge cast iron pans. They're a very economic pan. They're not expensive, but they're wonderful. We've had the pricey pans. We love Lodge, and I really, really recommend them. So yeah, I use them on my stovetop. My mother-in-law uses them on hers, and I have friends who do on theirs, and it's perfectly fine. Just don't bang them around, I guess. So let me make sure I haven't missed anything else. So that's it. Okay. Well, I'll link to the Lodge ones if you want. I just ordered them on Amazon. I have this this smaller one. I think this is the 8-inch. It might be 10-inch. I'll double check. It doesn't say. Okay, so I have this smaller size that we use all the time, and then I have the 12-inch. And really, between my Lodge pans and the Instant Pot and a baking sheet, that's pretty much it that I use in my kitchen right now. So anyway, have a great night. It's been fun, and I am going to go enjoy some of this last summer warmth. Hopefully last. I'm ready for fall.